Okay, so this is part 2 of the overclocking stuff. As you can see here, we have a tube coming in the window from outside when it's winter. In the summer, this tube comes out and this piece of sponge turns that way and blocks the hole, at which time this 10,000 BTU air conditioner is piped down to this fan, like so, which is piped to a radiator, which breathes underneath, so the hot air comes out, well, cold air that's being fed from outside, because it still comes out cold, and that rad's pretty chilly too. So that's the incoming air. Might as well show you this baby while I'm here. Let's wind her up for you. As you can see, it's barely spinning, and it's practically off because it's on the lowest setting, so I'll crank her up for you. Don't think you want to be sticking your fingers in that one. So yeah, that pulls in fresh air from outside at whatever speed I want it to. You can tell that thing's built to move some power. And here's the water bucket that it goes to. There's usually a lid on it, but I've been fiddling with it a lot lately, so there's nothing on it. And it goes to the system. This is one of my trademark setups. Actually, all three of my systems run dual power supplies, just for more efficiency. There's my big bad GTX 280. Friggin' power plugs on that stupid thing, holy. My old water block that's gonna need replacing soon, and my DFI expert board with some OCZ Platinum RAM. Got an Audigy 4 sound card back there. Got 3 drives equaling a terabyte. Oh, and there's Dan's nitro tester for temperatures. So yeah, the 2 power supply setup works as such. All of the, almost all of the fans, there's one plugged into the motherboard, that one. All of the fans on the hard drives and motherboard are powered by this power supply, as well as the hard drives. So all fans and hard drives are powered by power supply number 2. The motherboard and video card are powered by power supply number 1, which is a fairly big 600 watt. Just so that it's easier on the system. I mean, if the one power supply was trying to power everything, then obviously there'd be a lot less power. So moving on, this is a LCD monitor that I have repaired. The power supply in it was blown, so I have wired it to a PC power supply with a couple of laptop inverters to power the light bulbs, and it works beautiful. Moving over to the server, there's a couple of my older cards, some of the dead old cards. Some of them I just pick up because they're odd cards, like this one. It was dead when I got it, but it's a rare card, so I grabbed it. It's a 6800, the big one, but it's AGP. There's an old TI 4600 that still works. I had to change all the capacitors and fix a trace on the back, but it works. It actually overclocks fairly well too. some of my cards. I also mod laptops as well. Same with that GTX there, that's been modded, but it looks stock. It's about 20 degrees cooler than a stock GTX. In games, that GTX will not go over 65 degrees. So it's pretty good. I've seen them as high as 85, 90. This is the server with a kind of jet fan thing I've got set up that I'm working on. I can spool that up for you. There are 3 fans. Hang on. There are 3 fans in total. 2 at the top, 1 at the bottom. They're all spaced out so that they don't scream psychotically loud, but it is still pretty loud. But you can tell it moves a lot of air. Oh yeah. Some of my stand setups. Speed fans controlling this 1 fan on the bottom, and the 2 on the top are being controlled by a multi-adapter, 1 to 12 volt multi-adapter. So that's the server, which is a Optron 180 running at 2750 with the psychotically huge GeForce 6800 GS as a video card, and a laptop cooler on the North Bridge. Some of my custom work there. Also, the power chip on the motherboard has been done for the RAM. It already has a VRM there. As you can see, the power chips for the CPU came with a heatsink. This actually was one of the boards with the heat pipe going from the front all the way up to the stupid VRM thing there, so I chopped it and gave it an individual south bridge there. As you can see, it's a great big copper stand. It doesn't even need a fan, that's how well it works. And I chopped the pipe right at the VRMs and left their stock heatsink on there after repasting it and everything. So that's about it. I don't know if you can see it. Yes, you can. You can see that is my other set of RAM that has been painted. You can see how shiny it is, and there's like bubbles on the top of it where it semi-dried when it was dripping while I had them upside down. So those RAM chips I also never have to clean, as you can see the reflection in them. So that's some of the stuff I work on. I am going to do a whole board that way one day and see how long it lasts, because that way no dust will be able to get in behind the sockets or in behind the Northbridge chips or anything like that. Again, we have a dual power supply setup. Top one Enermax 450 powering the board and video, and the bottom one is like a 300 watt something powering the hard drives and fans. So that's it for part 2, and then I'll break out part 3, the video cards.